What's up, guys? Coach Vass here. Thank you for joining me with OTF Audio Daily Beats. As always, if you're new, appreciate you tuning in as you listen to me break down these workouts. If you find value in them, information is in the description to support me. If you have any feedback, please let me know. Hope you enjoy my Christmas shirt. Saturday, July 26th, relay vibes, power endurance, all three stations, switch template, complete chaos. I coached this one last year. It was an absolute blast to coach. It was an absolute blast to take, but it's also about the experience and how you present it. So if you are super hyped and energized for this workout, the members are gonna vibe off of that and they're gonna have a great time. Now, I looked at last year's template and this one, very similar, just some small changes, which is for the better. Okay, we're gonna break it down and then get you on in here. So talk about the key concepts real quick. Today, OTF partners with Celsius for this energetic workout. Get ready to embody two key Celsius principles: community and always striving for more. As you move throughout the room, strive for more distance on the row, more reps on the floor, and more effort on the tread. Each block ends with a relay, reinforcing our sense of community and our shared commitment to push each other further. Let's keep striving for more together. On the tread, you're on the treads 3 times a day. Build intensity each minute, putting yourselves further each time you get there. On the rower, your goal is to get through your row distances before you go into your squat jump relay at the end of each block. And then on the floor, each time you are on the floor, you strive for more reps in the same circuit, okay? This workout does have a whole class setup, 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Of course, if you go a little over, that's fine. There's plenty of time for this workout as long as you are on time with the transitions, okay? Now, you have this whole setup. When it comes to the overview, the VVA is gonna have a total of 3 slides. The first slide is the overview of just welcome to the relay, this is what's going on. Slide 2 is gonna be the floor movements, the 4 that we're gonna see. That's your chance to do the demo and the setup. The third slide is gonna be the relay slide. Okay, and it's gonna kind of give an example of what the relay is gonna look like, and then you'll have to swipe over again, and then you'll see the dynamic warm-up, swipe over again, and then there's block 1, and you'll just keep swiping, okay? I would highly recommend, of course, at the end of class, completely back out to reset everything, and then load up that day's VVA up again. So, warm-up, after the just under 3-minute whole class setup, you have the 6-minute traditional warm-up, and then we go into block 1. Now, block 1 is gonna be 3 minutes across the board. At every station, there's only 75 seconds to move around the room. So put wipes out prior, give people plenty of heads up, sense of urgency to hustle and bustle. So as they rotate around the weight floor, when they go to the treadmills, get to base as quick as possible, AQAP, okay? Treadmills, when they get to the rowers, get to their base row, AQAP. Rowers, when they get to the weight floor, grab their weights and go right to work, okay? So on the tread side, we're gonna start with a 3-minute block, 1-minute push, push all out, okay? Recommendation is power walkers 6% or greater, joggers and runners, I would keep them probably about 1 over their base. When they hit that push all out, power walkers, could they add 2 to 3%? Joggers, runners, could you add 0.3 to 0.8, so maybe 0.5? Bikes and striders, start 3 gears, go to 4 or 5 gears over base, and then they hit their traditional all out, okay? After that, 75 seconds to move to the next station. The next station, when they come back to the treadmills, it's gonna be 4 minutes. All you're gonna do is add a base push to the start. So whatever their push was, hey, let's just scale it back, whatever you added, to keep it simple, okay? And then the third tread block, we add a 1-minute base, and then we just build up. Base, push, push all out, all out. Simple, effective, love it. Now, the rower, this is where it's changed compared to last year. Last year, they did it a little bit different with like a row distance, a bodyweight movement, and then a bonus. It was overly complicated. It was a lot to explain, so they simplified it, thank God. But that also means there's more rowing, which, I mean, most people won't complain, usually. Block 1, 250 meter row. How they do that is up to them on their intensity. I would recommend on the first block, more of a push all out. On block 2, the distance does increase, so maybe scale back on the intensity so they could sustain that effort. And then the third block gets even longer. Okay, so block 1, 250 meter row. When they're done, they're gonna do reverse lunges until the buyout. I'll explain the buyout later. Block 2, 450 meters, and then alternating reverse lunges until the buyout. The third time on the rower, 650 meters. Okay, so the 450 and the 650, those are some weird distances. There are no stored programs for that. So if they were rowing during the transition, which I hope they were, 3, 2, 1, tap new interval, go back to 0, get to 450, get to 650, rack your handles, wipe down your rower, and then start doing your bonus until the buyout. Keep it simple, keep them moving. Okay, now the weight floor, we're gonna see 4 movements. In block 1, it is 8 reps per exercise. The goal is to complete through at least 1 round. Block 2, 10 reps. Block 3, 12 reps. So as they go up in weight or up in reps, they may have to scale back in weight, not only because of higher rep count, but also because of fatigue. Nice little full body circuit here. They're gonna have alternating lateral lunges for 8 total reps, hammer curls for 8 reps, thrusters for 8 reps, and then high plank alternating low row. So with lateral lunges, they could do a goblet lateral shift as an option. For the hammer curl, don't really need an option for that one. For the neutral grip thruster, they could do, if they're not able to go overhead, work on an explosive tempo front squat so they're getting that power from the bottom. And then for that high plank alternating low row, if they have any wrist issues, do an alternating low row from a hinge position and really encourage core engagement for that. They're just gonna repeat that until the buyout, okay? And that's it. Now, let's talk about the buyouts. So for the rowers, when you launch the treads into their all out, the rowers, they're gonna stop doing their alternating reverse lunges and everyone is going to hold a squat. And then station number 1 will perform a squat jump 1 time. As soon as they land, station number 2, then number 3, then number 4, then number 5. They're gonna work their way all the way down. My studio goes to 13, so I'm just gonna use that for my own mind. Person 11 does their squat jump, person 12 does their squat jump, person 13, they have to do 2 because they're gonna do 1 to finish that first section through, then they have to do another one to start it as they send it back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the people on the ends, they get double duty. The people right next to them, they're gonna have very minimal recovery because they're gonna hit a squat jump, they'll hold it for a second, then they have to go again, and then they hold it for a long time. The sense of community aspect comes from you encouraging them to remember how many rounds they get through and make it a competition with all the groups. Especially if you have a fully packed out class and everyone's kind of equal on that level, it makes it a lot of fun. You know, thinking back to when we did this last time, I remember one of the groups, like they were trash talking each other in a very, you know, friendly way, and it was a blast. Now, the weight floor buyout is very similar. Everyone is gonna hold a high plank, and then person number 1, they're dropping for a push-up. Then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which also means person on 13 on the end, and the first person, they have to do 2 push-ups to send it back, okay? If at any point people need to rest, they could drop down to the knees for that high plank position. They could be on their knees for the push-up. If you have benches out, they could do bench push-ups. Just once again, encourage that community, that sense of, you know, ownership of, hey, how many rounds did you guys get? And ask it, and, you know, reflect and celebrate that community aspect of encouraging one another, okay? Like I said, it's only 3G only. When we did it last time, it was a lot of fun. It was a little overly complicated on the rowers. They simplified it, makes it easier to set up, makes it easier to explain, makes it easier to comprehend. The most challenging part will be explaining the relay and how the people on the ends have to do 2. So yeah, but other than that, have fun with it, chug a bunch of Celsius beforehand, get hyped up, have fun with it, set it a bunch, but still have fun with it. I'm done. Coach it out.